Anger. I was looking around last night thinking there has to be tons of stuff about anger out there, and I found so many things that just didn't feel congruent to me. So I want to share today how I see anger and maybe a couple of things that are helpful for you if you find that anger comes up a lot for you or someone close to you. First thing is, everybody experiences anger, even whether you let it out so it's visible and verbal and vocal and loud, or whether you keep it in and you suppress it and you don't want to go there, right? Either way, it shapes and influences you and how you're showing up in your relationships. So, first thing is, anger is the nervous system moving into fight mode, right? It's moving into a threat mode, because it's perceiving that there's a threat. So if you feel angry about something, yeah, maybe there is some kind of threat or something that's happening in your conversation or relationship that is crossing a boundary. Or maybe it's not just crossing a boundary, it's really confronting, and it is really a situation where you don't feel safe. And so maybe that anger is going to give you the energy to protect yourself, right? To hold a boundary, to express a boundary. On the other hand, if you hold it inside and it goes sour and turns into resentment, then it's still there. It's like it's still here. It still needs to be expressed, because otherwise it's seeping inward and it will leak out. Yeah, you hear the expression passive aggression. It will leak out into the conversations and into your relationship. So anger comes up without you inviting it. Anger comes up because your nervous system has a response to what it's perceiving, unconsciously, subtle perceptions included. And then there's that moment where you might feel and start to become attuned to what it feels like in your body when that gets activated. And if you can see that, catch that, feel that, open to allow yourself to experience, even just fully experience a tiny edge of it, that will help to let the energy become transformative energy in your body and in your relationship. It will help to point you into some places that you can do things differently. When we avoid anger because we don't like it, we think it's wrong, we think it's bad, and I get it. I've been in relationships where anger has really been painful for me to be on the other side of. So, I have a pretty high radar for that. So you maybe do too. But if you think of it as something wrong, you start thinking that person's bad, and whilst that person's behavior may be really scary and it might trigger your own nervous system's reaction for safety, it helps a lot to see that that person has a pattern, and that pattern is being activated, and that pattern is scary, but that pattern is also something which they are needing to learn to ride the wave of that pattern in a way which creates healthy relationship. And if that's you, that's then what my invitation to you is to recognize that the anger is energy coming up for a boundary or for transformation. Don't waste it. Don't dispel it out and leak it out. See if you can come to relationship with it and discover what underneath it, what is the primal, which maybe may come from way back early in your life where you didn't get seen, heard, loved, understood, given the individual choices and separation that you needed. But that can be playing into this moment, right? Because we know that your intimate partner is going to be a prime target for triggering all that stuff back there, as well as maybe they acted out with you as well. So that is your healing invitation. That is your growth invitation. That's your consciousness expanding moment. And just that you're listening to this, just that you've got this far through this little video, says to me that you have the capacity to meet the energy of the anger. And if you take the label off it, sometimes that helps. But to meet the energy of that and to allow it to be respected and held appropriately and in a healthy way in your relationship, so it can actually be nourishing and supportive and create the shift that needs to happen for you and your relationship. I would love to see your comments because I think anger is a really big thing in intimate relationships, and I want to hear how it is for you and what your experience is and what you have learned or where you're at with it. Bye for now.